Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Billy Newman Photo Podcast. My name is Billy Newman. I'm here today in the studio with Marina Hansen. How you doing, Marina?
Hey, Billy. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much for doing another podcast with me and recording some stuff for the website. Doing a live stream. We're doing an Instagram live stream right now, which is kind of cool. I've not really tried it out too much, but it seems to be working well. It's cool. I kind of like how it's ephemeral, or how it's just something that works for a short amount of time, or it's only there when you're recording it and then it's gone. It's not saved. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to try out, but it'll be kind of fun to try it out a few different times. We're probably still getting our feet wet with it to see how it works over time, but I think it'll be fun. I think it seems like vertical is really the way to go with it. The vertical video format.
Recording with it.
Vertical video, yeah. It seems like it's just going to be an alternate format. It's frustrating though, because then it means you have to produce so much in horizontal and so much in vertical. And it just seems like almost nonsense. You're like, oh, I have to really do it for phones vertical like this. That's so frustrating. And I come from thinking about the frame like horizontally. Video stuff's all horizontal. So it'll be fun to try out, but it's cool.
Yeah, try something different.
We got to run it. We've got a couple things to talk about today for the podcast. We had this big ice storm that came through. That's really the big news of the Eugene, Oregon area, is that this huge ice storm came through and it coated all the trees, all the grass with like a centimeter or so or more of ice just overnight. I think over like Wednesday night, Thursday night, Thursday morning, it was just coated everything in ice. And it's been like that really for the whole weekend. Just today we got warm enough weather where it got above freezing and we had a lot of that ice melt. But out in Junction City, out further, there's still a lot of ice, a lot of slush on the ground, a lot of ice just on all of the vehicles that were out there. All the trucks, they're all iced over. You can't really get in them. Yesterday, they were saying the fifth wheel guys, they couldn't get the doors open on anything.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just kind of fighting through some of the weather stuff. But with all the ice, we went out and took a handful of photographs. What was that, Friday?
Yeah, I think we went through on Friday.
Yeah.
A little bit on Thursday, that first ice day.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, on Thursday that was cool to get out and take a few photos, but it was so gray that day. And it was weird. It was what you would notice, is you need more light. Or with the ice, like what's a cool effect of it is when it's sort of backlit with sun and you get a really crystally look to it. You get a lot of light refracting out of the ice in this interesting kind of different way. And that's a really beautiful sort of illuminated, crystally look that's very nice. We got that fortunately the second day, but that first day, it was just kind of a white out. It was a white sky. It was sort of foggy and gray a lot of the day.
Yeah.
And we got a handful of photos, but it was just too white. But the next day we had a good bit of clear sky. And it's interesting when it's really cold and really clear. And just the way that everything looks, it's so strange to walk around like that grass that we went on that second day when we went up to that power line road, and the grass is just all of it coated in thick, as thick around as your pinky ice for each blade of grass. And when you step on it, it cracks and crumbles. It breaks apart. Like the longer strands of hay that had grown taller, like a foot or so, you'd walk past it in the ice and it would just crack and shatter the stalk of hay.
Yeah, it was so surreal.
No, it's really surreal.
It was really, especially up in that spot that we went by those power lines where all the ground had a bunch of ice.
Oh, yeah.
That was really strange because it was just like tubes of ice surrounding.
Yeah, isn't that strange? Those icicles off the fence.
Oh, those
the
were
fence
gigantic.
Coated and the icicles just coming down. I mean, it was 8 or 9 inches of icicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprising.
So much. There were a bunch of ferns up there too that were all covered.
Oh, the ferns were really cool. I like some of those photos that you got of the ferns where they're bent over in the ice and then coated for hours and hours more, covered in thick amounts of ice up there. It was cool. I got this photo. This is the first one that I put up of the trees that are out by that power line road. And we used the telephoto lens. This is probably around like 300 millimeters or so. And it's zoomed in on as the sun kind of broke through. And that's one of the best parts of winter. I think a lot of time is when the sun breaks through and you get like warm light and sun onto the snow and trees. I really like that colorful, kind of look. And it looks well contrasted and sort of saturated and warm, but the makes the snow look really nice and crisp. And so it was nice that the weather and the lighting was working out well for us on this day. But it was cool. We had just a little spot, and it's interesting. You'd look out, and when we took the photos, you could really see that there were so many of these trees. What the photo is it's just a frame, and it's trees from top to bottom, and we were able to get that by zooming in a lot with and getting some compression with the 400 or the zoom lens, and so looking at the photo, you have like the trees, and there's kind of a line of trees that sort of cut diagonally in the foreground, and then it sort of stretches out in the back and then rises up a hill in the background. But it looks cool. I like this one. You can see all the ice on the trees and how all the tops of the firs are leaning over because there's so much ice at the top that it's kind of dragging what is used to being a light top over, and then it's just getting weighed down. You can see a lot of broken limbs and broken trunks from it, where they lean over so far they just crack and snap. And I think I edited out a number of like the broken tree stumps from the photograph, because you could see it just all over this forest. There were all these broken trees.
There really were a lot.
Oh, there were a lot. Yeah. I took a detour this afternoon over to Skinner's Butte over here, that back road by the park.
Right.
That we went on, and it's still closed down. I think they cleared up a lot of it, but it's still closed down for through traffic. And so I took the little 1-lane side road that cuts up to the climbing rocks over there.
Yeah.
And that's got it's been cleaned up, but it's got remnants of a lot of moss and dirt and bark and stuff all over the road, where just a bunch of trees had broken and fallen over there. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff down. It seemed like all over Eugene there was a lot of broken limbs. So that's what I've heard, is that the freezing rain is, like we had talked about before, just like the most destructive when it comes through, because it just breaks so many limbs, and those limbs break power lines or break cars. I mean, we saw a lot of unlucky folks that had a tree come down on a car, or a limb break out of a tree, and then even if it's a small limb as thick around as your arm, I mean, you give that 35 feet to accelerate down to the ground just with gravity, and then it lands on your hood and windshield. It puts it's a day wrecker
too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weight to land on your head.
I don't want it to fall on my head, that's for sure. And it seemed like there was a lot of stuff falling out of the tree, so yeah, it's too bad. But it seems like most of it's lightened up and melted out by now, which is cool. Finally.
Yeah, I think for around town it definitely has.
Yeah, so it seems better now, but
I like this photo though.
I like this one
to be up
too.
at that spot.
It was a good spot. There's some cool things. We shot some video up there too.
Yeah, that was great.
I want to do some more stuff with the video. I think it'd be cool to have a little plan together when we go out. We should shoot a couple clips of video to put together by the end of the day. Something like that would be fun. But yeah, we have some good stuff for it, and we're good at it. So I liked seeing those clips that we had. That was fun.
Me too.
It was cool.
Yeah, I like getting into that stuff a little bit more.
No, we should document it more in a more permanent way. Snapchat's cool, Instagram's cool, but it goes by quickly, and it doesn't last long enough. So yeah, it's cool. I really like this photo. I've got about a dozen others or so from this whole ice storm that are going to be going out in the next couple days of just different shots of the ice and the broken limbs and all the stuff that we had to put up with during the ice storm of 2016.
Ice storm. I'm excited to see your next set of photos come out.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some really neat ones. It was, just a really surreal looking spot up there with everything coated in ice.
Oh, yeah. Real surreal.
Because the ice was really clear. You can see all the plants through it.
Yeah, crystal clear. It was just really cold and clear ice. And it was strange how it was. I mean, I don't understand freezing rain, how it's liquid but almost freezing, and then it hits something solid, and just in enough time for it to run off with gravity and hit the ground, it freezes in place right where it is and becomes a big icicle. It's just such a weird thing. So it's cool. I'm glad we went out to go photograph it, get a few pieces done.
Yeah, good time to get out for some photos.
Yeah, I'm glad we kept that telephoto. I think it really comes in handy. Yeah.
I've really loved having it. I'm glad we held on to that one.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some really cool stuff you can do with it.
Definitely true. So yeah, thanks a lot for checking out this episode of the Billy Newman Photo Podcast. Check out the Instagram page, instagram.com/Billy Newman, or at Billy Newman on Instagram. What's your Instagram, Marina? Marina Rose Alice, right?
Marina Rose Alice, yes.
At Marina Rose Alice on Instagram. to check out Marina's. And thanks for checking out the live stream. If you listen to the podcast, you can check out the live stream on Instagram or Instagram. What would we be? It'd just be my Instagram account.
I guess, yeah.
It'd be my live story, whatever that is. Or if you were on Instagram, you can check out the website. It's billynewmanphoto.com. The podcast is at billynewmanphoto.com/podcast. You can also find it on iTunes and maybe some other podcatchers out there. Nobody uses another one. No, actually, people do. I see like anybody actually downloads it, but the podcast bots, they seem to download my podcast from some other software, whatever that. I don't know what they used to get it, but yeah, you see like how do they really get it from from some other, not my website,
and not iTunes.
Yeah, not iTunes, not what, like even when you'd heard it, just who wants to download it? It's gotta be spam. Download my podcast for no reason. So silly. But yeah, thanks a lot for listening. If you had been paying attention to this podcast, we'll be back soon with some more news and updates about photos and adventures that Marina and I are going on. So on behalf of Marina Hansen, I want to say thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Billy Newman Photo Podcast. Thank you.